guitar teachers and students, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at thirds, which are an excellent supplement to power chords for harder genres like rock and punk and metal. We're going to be using this D minor, A minor, C major, G major chord progression to explore this. So let's go ahead and start to take a look at that D minor. So what is a third? Well, if we start here and we make our minor root position triad off a D that we learned back in part 1 of this series, we can see that we're playing the notes D, F, and A. So for thirds, what we're doing is we're either playing the lowest two notes of this chord or playing the highest two notes of this chord. And those are thirds. So technically that's what they are. If you're a guitar player who's very familiar with power chords already though, there's a much easier way to think about this. So let's take a look at that. So if we start with our D power chord up here at the 10th fret, to get our first third, what we're going to do is we're going to take this high note and just take it down 4 frets. And that's our first third. And then to get the other third, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the power chord and then take this lowest note up 3 frets. And that's our other third. So from low to high, we have third, power chord, third. Of course, then we can hop over to this D power chord on the A string and get our third, power chord, and third. So that takes care of our D minor. For the A minor, we can just hop over to an A power chord and follow the same steps. So on the low strings, this is our power chord. And from low to high with thirds, we would have third, power chord, third. And then this is our A power chord off the A string. So off the A string, it's a little bit weird because A is an open string, but from low to high, we would have power chord, third. And then way up here by the 12th fret power chord, we would have to come back and get our last third. So from low to high, we have. This would be a good place to pause or rewind and make sure that you're following along. From there, we have C major. So we need to talk about major chords. So for the first third on a major chord, what you're going to do is you're going to take this high note and bring it down 3 frets. And then for the second third, you're going to go back to the power chord and take the low note up 4 frets. So it's backwards from the other one. From low to high, we'd have. Repeating those steps for the A string power chord. From low to high, we would have. So after we repeat all these steps for the G major and then kind of lay it all out so you can see all our options for each chord, you can see that we have 3 options per set of strings per chord to work with. And if you're looking at this and thinking to yourself, man, this is a lot, I may need to get some ink and paper involved in order to really get this down, I do have a link down in the description for some worksheets that'll help you out. I've got a big cheat sheet with all the power chords and their thirds and some common keys, and then also another set with a few different chord progressions, an example of how I'd use thirds to spice them up, and then space below for you to work out your own. Once again, the link for those is in the description. So once we got all our power chords and thirds worked out, the last step is to take all of this and figure out how to do something interesting with it, right? So my favorite way to practice this is just by randomly starting on one and then trying to move as little as possible to the next one. So that's called voice leading. So if I start on a D power chord up here at the 10th fret, moving on to the A minor, the closest option would be this C and E. So together that would be. And then going from the C and E for the A minor chord, well, our next chord is a C major, so we could technically stay here, but let's just go to a C power chord just to, mix it up a little bit. So all together we would have. And then our last chord is going to be a G. So the closest thing to the C power chord that I have that's in a G chord is this third down here with the B and D. So all together we would have. From there, we could add bass and drums and put it all together and come up with something like this. And that's thirds. So thank you for watching. We're going to be back in a couple weeks with some more stuff like this. So if you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you then. All right, take care.